Welcome back. Welcome back. We back with another episode. It's just me and Tay again, just taking on the world as always. It's
You
okay,
know,
Tay. The
we here.
dynamic duo,
Yes, sir.
cause you're one of the good ones. You're not like Xavier Worthy's girl.
Oh, well, we're
Yeah.
jumping right into it.
Hey, I mean, we can take our time, but the story is kind of crazy. Did you
No,
hear about all the updates yet?
I didn't hear about the updates. I just saw the initial allegations, and I haven't seen anything since. I was off social media for a little bit, so I'm not like fully locked into the updates. But let me know what happened.
Yeah, this is part of like why I made the solo video about this because again, I know how serious these allegations are and most people don't really hear the updates past the initial allegations. But so right now what you heard is what that he was charged with DV.
Yes.
So the updated story is apparently he had found out that his fiance was cheating on him. He had gotten like pictures or video evidence. He wasn't home yet. He wasn't in town. So for about 2 weeks, he was asking her to move out of his place, like just clear
Right.
your stuff out, get out of my spot, which is pretty reasonable if you really think
100%.
about it, right?
Damn, they weren't even married yet. I'm glad he found out before that.
Right? No, he found out because he hired a private investigator. Yeah, it wasn't on like no messy Instagram shit.
Whoa.
He knew going into the marriage, let me just do my due diligence. The man is smart. The
That's
man is
smart.
smart.
100%.
He hired a private investigator. The private investigator gave him evidence, pictures, videos, whatever, said this was going on. So he was asking her, hey, you need to move out. Like, I know for a fact this is happening. You need to move out. She
Right.
refused to move out and instead was damaging his crib, like just destroying it. Yeah. He gets back there when he's sleeping, right? He gets back, he's home now, he's catching up on some sleep. She rips his dreads out. And then she just starts hitting him. He's got scars, cuts, bruises, whatever. And then she calls the cops and says that he was beating her and they arrested him.
Oh, she's diabolical.
Right?
That's insane.
He goes in. Obviously, he's a millionaire. He got money. He got a lawyer, and he got a private eye. He's smart. They come in. They explain everything. The DA immediately has them release him.
Right.
He's like, I can't move forward with this. Right. Here's where the shit gets crazy because this girl shows no remorse at all. She drops now a civil. She just filed a civil suit against him for that same exact case that didn't even get brought. Like he didn't even get charged with anything. Yeah.
Wait, so what is she claiming in her civil suit?
She is actually claiming that's a good question. I got the article pulled up right now because I was literally just doing a video on this. I was about to do one like I did for the Jabril Peppers.
Right.
Um, yeah, she got a temporary protective order that was granted. Um, so I'm not okay. So the filing by her team, her civil team, allegation being made, civil court. See, I'm not even sure what she actually filed for in civil court. It doesn't say specifically, but the reason it was brought up in this article is because it was highlighting the fact that while he was in jail for these false accusations, she had stolen a lot of items from his house. This bitch was just clearing out his house. And now that she's filed the actual civil suit, she was forced to return all the stuff and still
Right.
hasn't returned everything. She's returned some stuff, but not all. And it's like just at no point is there any remorse from her.
That's insane.
I'm looking at the DA in this, like, yo, good job on you for dropping the charges once you known what really happened. But examples got to be made at some point. You,
Right.
you gotta charge her.
With something.
That like the false what is I
Death?
forgot that. Well, yeah, theft for sure. But they do have laws about filing false police report
Yeah,
because you're using up resources. Like
right,
that's the same county where they just had like crazy shootings at concerts not even a full year ago and shit. Like something could have really been going on and you wasting police time
right.
over there
Lying.
just lying and trying to ruin this man's life. I'm sorry, examples got to be made for these types of cases, man.
Right.
This is absolutely insane, and she's doubling down now, trying to sue the man.
Because she knows she fumbled her bag, so she's trying to find any way to get it now. She should have kept it in her pants.
It's just this is a nasty way to go out.
100%.
This is I can't. I've never thankfully I've never had any crazy situation like this. I can't imagine I he sounds like he's going about everything smart. The fact that he hired a private eye investigator, the
Right.
fact that he had lawyers already ready, but yeah, I don't know. I would have to retaliate through the law. I would like the way Jay-Z is doing now with that whole false accusation from the Grammy shit. He was like, "Yo, I
Right.
had to miss my daughter's recital, all that." I would, yeah. I'm having my lawyers fired right back at her with this one.
Right.
And those sleazy lawyers she got, the lawyers that she got, I'm convinced are scum of the earth.
Oh, 100%. Because like, how
Like
do
to
you
be like, yeah, let's
even try to like defend somebody?
in good conscience. Like
Yeah.
I
Like she not going that case.
and you know she ain't shit
Right.
for doing what she did. Like y'all seen the paperwork, you know what time it is. Come on now.
Yeah.
I
That's
yeah. It is crazy. But that's why I say an example has to be made
yeah.
because for either side, this stuff is not okay. Like he
Right.
really could have lost everything in the same way you said before, this episode, you didn't know the updates on the case, right?
Yeah.
But you knew about the case.
Yeah, because you see the first thing you see is Worthy's charged with domestic violence, and everyone's like, "Oh damn!" And I think because of his past, people kind of automatically assume like, "Oh, he did that shit."
What are you doing in his past?
Wasn't he charged with something like else with like his car or something? Not specific to like violence, but I think didn't his mom was like stealing packages or something, and then there was something else he did, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, if his mom I don't know about that one. Nothing that he did. You know what would have been perfect for this? And I'm because he was supposed to join this episode, Laird. Laird used to work with his mom. He actually knows his mom personally. Laird would have been great to
Looking at
actually answer that question, but I don't personally know of any legal issues or anything like that.
Oh, you know what? I messed up. That was Rasheed Rice.
Oh, you're thinking of Rashad
I'm
Rice.
I'm thinking of Rasheed Rice. Yeah, that's on me. I mixed them up. Same team though. I was close.
Oh yeah, because yeah, Rashid Rice was the one who did the hit and run last or a hit and
Yes,
walk
I
away.
I confused the two. That's on me. I'm
Yeah,
not I'm not super up to
he did
date
the
on
hit and
it.
walk away. They did they were racing in them Corvettes and shit.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
crashed and then they just got out and
yeah.
walked away.
And that was Rasheed Rice. That's on me. I messed up. Okay, I was thinking it was Xavier Worthy, but
And
yeah, it
yo,
was Rasheed Rice.
that story is actually kind of crazy too. That because I remember I did cover that. Who was I talking about? I did a video on that. Oh, it was
You're talking about
the
what's his
guy
name?
from LSU.
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing with Rasheed Rice, you see, they even with that case, they said we're gonna hold it off until after NFL playoffs next because everyone thought the Chiefs might go to the Super Bowl again, which they did. The
Right.
niggas got smacked, and now he's got to go to court. We're gonna see what happens. I gotta follow that
Yeah.
case. Do
That's
an
on me. But yeah,
update.
also there was also a video of Rasheed Rice's mom who was wearing like his jersey and everything coming back into like her apartment complex or something, caught on the ring camera, like hovering around her neighbor's like door or something and like snatched a package. But I actually don't know what actually happened with that. I don't know if it actually happened to be hers or if it was the neighbors or something,
I
but
know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, I've seen that too. And then she tried to explain that. but she couldn't. But
Yeah.
no, Xavier Worthy though, he doesn't have a past, and that was a thing.
Right.
He's always just been like a quiet, just keeps to himself,
Yep.
do his thing. I've seen him a couple times in Austin when he lived out here. If I'm not mistaken, he had a Hellcat when he was still out here. But point being, it is sad that people still have to go through this. And just when you thought it was bad enough, your name was dragged through the headlines, and kind of like we just proved, most people don't know what's updated from here,
Right.
and it kind of just gets left there. The charges thankfully got dropped, so the NFL didn't have to get involved and start handing out their punishment. But now she's trying to double down and sue.
That's crazy. And it's so
I'll be
sad
like,
because like
man,
there are women out there that domestic violence actually happens to. And it's like when things like this happen, it makes it harder for women to be believed because you
which
got
is yeah, I couldn't agree more.
like I've been through it my damn self. And so seeing women move like that and just lie about what happened to them when there's real survivors, real victims of domestic violence, it just diminishes what they've been through. So that's so shitty. How do you
I could not agree
and
more.
it's gonna make women not even want to come out with their stories because then it's gonna be like, oh, well, where's the proof? That's not enough. There's not enough proof or and things like that. It's so shitty.
Hello.
And how do you live
Yeah.
with yourself as a woman to lie on a man who's literally trying to make a name for himself, who's trying to be successful in his life, that brought you into his life to be successful with him and to bring you up in that, and you just now you're doubling down, you're stealing from him, ripping his dreads out, doing the most, and then claiming, oh, he hit me. That's crazy. That's fucked up.
And not on it's because she fucked it up.
And right, because she was the one cheating.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't have said that better myself. I really 1,000% agree. And that's why I think examples need to be made. In these types of cases, it's like, yo, come on, you literally knowingly made false accusations,
Yeah.
wasted all the time for first responders, the DA, prosecutor, all that. Like, yeah, you gotta take the fall on this now. Somebody going to jail, damn it.
Yep.
We done got all this set up, you know what I mean? That's just how I feel.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll see. It's Williamson County, DA Sean Dick. So yeah, if anybody's listening and agree, feel free to reach out to the DA's office and give them your 2 cents. Let them know
Right.
she needs to go down.
She needs to go.
Um, yeah. Did you see that viral that track meet that where
That
the
girl
other
smacked the
girl with the
fuck out her.
baton?
That girl
Bruh.
smacked the fuck out that girl. There's no way. She tried to say her arm got caught and she tried to pump her arm again to get back into the running motion. Girl, you cocked back twice. Twice. You did that shit. You did.
Yeah. One of the wildest parts that I think is kind of being overlooked. The reason that I personally know about this situation is because it was going viral on Twitter, and like how the NAACP had gotten involved,
Yeah.
and like they were doing this whole thing, and I was like, oh man, like I saw the video real quick, and then I saw it was from the NAACP doing all this, and I was like, man, don't let me find out we getting behind like another battle that don't need to be fought. Like it's just another pointless battle. And then I started looking at the video. I'm like, wait, is the victim also black? I'm like, these niggas, yo, who's the racist here? Who are we framing as the racist here right now?
Right.
So we need to have everyone joining hands and humming and singing. Like, I'm genuinely lost on this one.
Yeah. She's on like a
And then
press.
she's trying to say it was an argument. She's turning into the victim. She's actually making it a bigger story, which is
Yeah.
ironic.
I was gonna say she's on this press tour trying to explain herself and say, "Oh my, her arm got caught in mine. And I tried to get it back and then try to get right back into." You looked at her cocked your head back and smacked the back of her head, and then you went to swing again.
Bro, it looked like she tomahawk dunked on the bitch. Like, and she's
Right,
trying to tell us.
that's not an accident.
And have you ever ran relays as a kid?
I have.
You know how light those batons are.
Right.
There's no accident. It's not like you carrying around a lead pipe trying to run.
The girl ended up with a concussion. You don't have to how hard you have to smack somebody in the back of the head to give them a concussion with a baton.
And when you're doing those relays, what is the one thing the coaches always used to preach? Form, like making sure your form is tight so that way you can pump your arm. Where is this?
Is not proper track form. I'm sorry. I played soccer. I ran track. I played basketball. I was a cheerleader. Like, come on now. You know damn well. Keep it tight. Keep it tight.
And not to mention, just speaking exactly, and just speaking generally as athletes, we both know there's been times whether in basketball, if I pound someone a little too hard and I didn't mean to, or even in football, there's certain types of hits that's out of bounds. You know those ones where you do, you're like, I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that.
All right, my bad.
That was my bad. There was none of that.
Soccer, what your momentum? You know how many goalies, defenders I've full blown sprinted into and knocked on their ass, and I was like, "Yo, ref, I'm sorry. Like that was my momentum. My bad. She did not even get off the track and try to help the girl. If you smack somebody in the back of the head by accident, you're gonna stop your damn self and be like, "Bro, I'm so sorry. That was an accident. My bad. Like, are you okay?" The girl ran off the track. She said. And kept going. Come on now. At that point, one, you're not winning the race. Two, Shorty definitely not winning the race.
That was the nastiest part. She tried to crack her head open for third place, bro.
Right? Like, come on, bro. You was never winning that race, and it's okay.
They was both getting smoked. They were not competing for nothing for real.
That shit didn't make no sense.
Taking penitentiary chances for third or fourth place.
Your career's over. You're not gonna ever be let back on a track again. They know what the fuck you did, bro. They're gonna be like, honestly, maybe she can do long jump. You ain't gotta be next to nobody. It's an individual sport. You don't have no weapon. You can just jump in the sand.
Or just hop in an octagon, yo. At this point. Yeah, man. Okay, I'm glad we can both agree. There's no mystery here. She guilty as hell.
She smacked the shit out that girl. Okay.
What my thing is, like, I really want to blame the parents though, because as delusional as she is as entitled of a move that was to hit the other girl, I see where she gets it from. Her parents are playing along with all of this.
Yeah. Granted, I guess I understand to some degree from a parent perspective. I feel like parents really look at their kids and think like they can do no wrong. So the parents,
and you're very obvious, the problem.
Video evidence. Yeah, they probably should have told her to shut the hell up. I understand backing their child to some degree, but also they're probably trying to save her future. Like at this point, like if this girl really is talented enough to go far in track, like they're trying to save face and save their daughter from not completely ruining their future. So
she wasn't. They were getting smoked.
Yeah, I mean, her hand got stuck. Come on.
Get the fuck out of here, yo. You out here fiddling with your hands getting stuck in fourth place. You clearly don't belong in the track. You're not getting a scholarship.
100%.
Yeah, you're not getting that scholarship. And it's funny too, because every time they do an interview with a different news network, they tell their story the same way. And then they go, yeah, but it's y'all in the news, the way y'all cutting it up, editing and everything, y'all having to make her look away. And it's like, bro, they're not even editing anything. They're literally just letting the entire video play beginning to end. Try to just wait on the point for y'all to make sense.
From the race. Nobody's cutting anything.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, we sent the videos down to the DA. We sent the videos down to the news station. We sent them from all the angles. That way it could really paint a clearer picture. And as he's talking, it's showing it from every fucking angle. And every angle worse. Every angle she looks worse, yo.
That's
just crazy. Absolute delusion. I love the news.
They petty as hell for that. That's funny.
Yo, the news will chop it up and have your ass look stupid. Man.
Every angle here. Every angle. Yeah. 40 is guilty. Okay.
And every angle looked worse. Like every angle that they showed, it looked even worse. Like one angle, they're just running and you see it, and then the next angle, you actually see her like cock all the way back like this, and then another angle, you see her like possibly calling her a bitch while she's doing it, and then like it's every angle is worse on her.
Possibly calling her.
You can just read her lips, and she's like,
just digging that hole deeper. Just digging that hole deeper.
"Yeah, bro, like yo, I don't." I've seen the family of the victim on one interview on one news network. It looked like it was possibly some local one in their county, and that was it.
Right.
And look at how justice is moving on their side. There's a lawsuit in the work. The other girl got a fucking felony charge. Yeah. Oh, it may be a misdemeanor because she's a first time. All right, let me look into that. It may be a
They're
misdemeanor,
minors, right?
But
or no?
They are minors. They're in high school. I know that. They're seniors in high school, so 17-ish. I mean, depending on you get charged as an adult.
Yeah.
Depending.
That's crazy.
But yeah, it's just funny to see how it got turned into a race gender issue. And the victim is the same race and gender.
Yeah. Like, well.
Everything through and through is the same on both sides. She's just wrong, yo. Just take your L.
Just take accountability.
Some parents really be fucking up their kids.
Yeah, I feel like it's so much easier to be like, honestly, I fucked up. I let the emotions get the best of me. I started losing the race. She ran in front of me, and I smacked the shit out of her. I did. My bad. It won't happen again.
Yeah. Or even if she like tried to say like, oh, you know, honestly, if she just went with your story, but just tried to paint more of a picture like, oh, you guys didn't see, she was throwing elbows, she was stepping on me, she was da da da. If you painted the picture like that, and then you were like, I just got frustrated, I didn't realize my strength or the strength of the baton, it would like crack a dome like that.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I was just like kind of hitting her on the back a little bit, being petty. That's what I was going for. That honestly makes sense. It looks like that's what happened. Okay, you messed up. You're still gonna deal with consequences.
Yeah.
And then move on. You probably wouldn't be getting charged by a fucking prosecutor though.
But now we have more angles. Like we can see it. You've got the public. You're still going on these networks, still doing these interviews for everyone to still see the same shit and see that you smack the shit out of this girl. It like, I'm not gonna say it's okay, but like, girl, just like take accountability, own it. Like it happened. But for you to say, oh, my arm got stuck, and then I try to get back into the running motion is not like this. Okay. Even if your arm got stuck and you pulled it away for a second, your arm isn't going to go up and over. It's going to go right back down to get that pump back in.
Yeah, she did it, and then she jogged off and lost the race damn near. Like none of it was worth it. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, can't do it.
Hate to see it. Speaking of people beefing, did you see Demarcus Lawrence after the video you sent of him talking about like Dallas not winning? Micah Parsons and his brother looks like both responded.
No, I didn't see the response.
You didn't see that? I swore I sent it back to you. So Micah Parsons basically was saying that's some clown shit, some clown behavior. And then Micah Parsons' brother said, just say the truth. You were getting a bag. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's just what you weren't gonna get in Dallas, basically. And then this has been a little bit back and forth between the two of them on Twitter, on X.
Oh shit.
Yeah, man. It's I mean, he's not wrong.
Who, Demarcus Lawrence?
Yeah, he's not wrong about the whole them not winning a Super Bowl.
I don't think he's wrong either. He's been there too long, and he knows if anyone can speak to it, it's him. He's seen the ins and outs of the front office, back office, the coaching. Like he has seen everything for years and years and years. If a veteran could say that and say straight up, like, I'm not gonna get a ring in Dallas. He's the only one that can say that. For real.
And he's speaking as a lifetime fan as well.
Right.
He grew up out there. He's from there. For me, initially at first I was kind of where I saw where Micah Parsons was coming from. Like, yo, bro, you ain't gotta bash us on the way out. Like, just go get your money and be gone. You sign. Cool.
Yeah.
However, just being fair, if I'm Demarcus Lawrence, I'm also looking at it like, yo, bro, you was just on your little podcast or whatever talking about if we don't get it together by you being 30, you out of here. Like, so why is it okay for you to talk and say what you want to say, but now me growing up, nigga, I'm from here.
Right.
Proudly, I'm from here.
Been
My whole
here.
family's
I'm from
still
here.
here.
I've been here.
Still love it. I'm on my way out, and I'm just saying, hey, I know what it is too. Who are you to take it personal now and want to compare stats and all this on Twitter and want to check me? You know what I mean? I can see
Micah said that.
his stance too. Yeah, like Micah, pick a side, bro, and stay on that side.
Now I feel like Micah
I can
is
see
trying not to fuck up his bag because he probably trying to stay on Jerry Jones' good side because that's who writes his check. Like,
and you can do that and not jump on Twitter by taking this shit personally. You could have just not said anything. 100%. Dak didn't say nothing, and he got the biggest bag of all y'all niggas.
100%.
You don't be getting on Twitter battles yeah.
That shit is crazy. Like, if anyone can speak to Dallas not getting a ring, especially when Demarcus Lawrence is probably on his way to retirement at this point. Like, he wants to get a ring before he retires. You can't be mad at that nigga for that. He is not going to get in Dallas. That's a fact. They're not winning the Super Bowl next year or the year after or the year after that. Until Jerry Jones is out of there, the Cowboys are not going to be in an NFC championship at all. They might make a little playoff game, and then they're going to do what they do every year. Fold. It is what it is. You cannot blame Demarcus Lawrence for wanting to retire with a ring with a team that's going to actually get shit done.
Or even if he doesn't want to get a ring and just want to get a bag, whatever his motivation is, it's like, bro, I've given my all. I've given my life to this city. I'm born and raised here and played here. Who are you to be talking to me online about what I can and can't say about this franchise when your loyalty ain't even that strong? Like, again, just a month ago, what's today, the 16th? Just like a month ago, if that, you was up here telling the world there's a time clock on your loyalty here too. Right. There's a price tag on your loyalty. So shut up, nigga. Like, and come on, bro. And he didn't even get on. It's not even like Demarcus Lawrence got on Twitter talking crazy about it. Someone did a little random interview about it. He just said what it was. Everybody had their laughs. Some off-season banter.
Right.
It's like now you making it something that it ain't gotta be, bro. And don't forget, once again, if I'm Demarcus Lawrence, I'm hitting him like, bro, I can pull back up, bro. Like, I ain't selling my house. I'm still out there. Right. You can chill out, bro. You the one that's outnumbered out here.
Right. And even so, like, Demarcus Lawrence wasn't like, I'm not gonna win with this team and this personnel that we have on the field. He said, I'm not gonna win.
He said nothing about exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're taking that personally, then you need to look internally. if a hit dog gonna holler, okay, and call a spade. That team is not going to win a ring. I don't get have out on that field game after game is not going to win a ring. That is just a fucking fact. Demarcus Lawrence didn't even say that, but Micah Parsons, you need to look at yourself because you know damn well that even if he had said the team, that's not what he meant. He meant Dallas, as an organization. And it's true. There are breaks in the organization as a whole. They hired their offensive coordinator to be their head coach in a year where they scored the least amount of points like ever. Come on now.
Thank you.
Be fucking for real.
Everybody knows what the reason y'all not gonna win. Everyone knows who the elephant in the room is. Why is it okay for you to say it, but we can't? On our way out.
And my thing is, as they're actual players on the team, they have every right to say how they feel about the organization.
Thank you. He's not just talking out of his ass. He's the only one who can give real insight to what I've been looking at in the organization As a lifetime fan, I've been following this fucking team, yo. I live in the city. Grew up and now I'm here with the in ranks. I know what the old heads were talking about. This nigga probably got seats from the original stadium in his crib somewhere. Like, who are you to check me on Twitter, nigga? Like, shut up. Shut up. I don't know. I think I'm team Demarcus Lawrence in this one.
I love me some Micah. I do. I think he's a great player.
Yeah, I fuck with Micah still,
right.
but
No, I'm saying, but like, this was not your fught, sir. You cannot
at all.
die by Dallas because even you said you are on your way out of. You don't get it if they don't figure it out. Like even
it damn near.
Even,
it damn near looked like they were sending shots at Jerry, and this nigga was like, "Move, I got this, Jerry. Don't talk about my team like that." Hey, it's like, bro, shut up, nigga.
Ugh, you're scaring the host. I love Jamaica.
Yo, I went out last night for South by Southwest in the city. I'm over here pre-gaming with Abby. She looks at me with the most serious face, yo. Don't scare the hoes.
Hey, yo. I love it.
I was like, damn, I didn't know you was pimping like that tonight. God damn. The most serious face, yo. Let's pull the shades down a little bit. Hey, yo, when we out there, don't scare the hoes.
Like, listen, I gotta respect it. Like, man, when I go out with my best friend Matt and people automatically assume I'm like, you're standing too close.
I'm dead. I'm dead. I was like, all right, stepper. Move the fuck up out the way.
Right. Don't scare the hoes. Period. I love it. That's right, Abby. Tell them.
Nah, relax. I'm just. Anyway, speaking of scaring off some hoes, did you see Stephen A. Smith and LeBron beefing courtside?
Yeah. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know that I guess Stephen A. Smith made a comment and then LeBron was like, don't talk about my son like that. And then Stephen A. Smith was like, I'm talking about you. Sir, what?
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna let you elaborate.
Stephen A. has done an update since. He went on Gilbert Arenas' podcast, Gil's Arena, and he gave like a real like deep dive. I see both sides of the situation. If I'm being fair, because Stephen A. Smith is 100% right. For LeBron to ever feel a type of way or press him when it's like, yo, bro, you've been from the top of the mountain trying to get us to pay attention to your son. You know what I mean? You told us that, yo, I'm watching League Pass and he's better than half these guys right now. You know what I mean? Like you telling the Lakers or you having his management, Rich Paul and them reach out to the league and let them know he'll only be playing for the Lakers. He'll only be getting drafted by the Lakers. Only the Lakers can draft Bronny. And then you saying like, you know, basically telling the league like if y'all want sign Bronny, it's a package. Like you put a lot of attention on him and you got everything you wanted.
Right.
And then it's like you're kind of hiding behind the whole, well, he's the 55th pick, like, or the 51st pick. Like, you know, why don't the other picks this low get this coverage? It's like, nigga, you know why. Because their dad isn't top 2 players of all time, bro.
You know
it just went on an entire campaign to get these niggas drafted. That's why. It's like you are the face of the league.
Right.
You have him here. Now he's here. This professional, the content part of sports, the people like us who have to talk about stuff to entertain. Yeah, this is what the fuck we're gonna talk about, bro. This is it. You can't be mad.
LeBron thought Bronny was gonna have like a Ball Brothers moment, like just go out there and just start dogging in the league. And then when he didn't, it was just like, whoa, chill. He's the 51st pick.
That's my kid. That's my baby. What are we doing, yo?
That's my kid. Chill. Yeah. Half these guys in the league. We haven't seen it. We've seen him airball.
Yeah, and I mean, I do see to an extent where, from their standpoint, where they're like, well, he's a 50-something pick, so we're doing the right thing. He's going, he's going to the G League. He's not really playing that much. Y'all got to chill. Y'all hyping it up. Y'all making it whatever. But it's just like, yeah, again, y'all can't get mad at the attention that you asked for.
Right. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, you asked for the attention. The attention's here. Don't be mad at us now because we're granting
You got
it. Like,
everything you wanted. Bronny was drafted by the Lakers, and you're playing with your son.
thank you.
Everything else is up to be talked about. Like the door is open now.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not going
I
to
don't.
perform up to the standards that you kind of set for the world, saying all that stuff about him being better, and then he doesn't. People gonna pop their shit. And he, at the end of the day, Bronny's a grown ass man. Like, I
Thank
get that
you.
sometimes
That's the part we keep overlooking. He is a millionaire.
he's
He's
not a
old
child.
enough. Thank you. He's old enough to be a professional athlete, which that alone should kind of tell you that, like, this is where we're at now. He's a professional athlete. There's going to be criticism. He's a millionaire. Like,
Right.
come on now.
You
His
can't put
life
that
could be
on
way
everything.
worse. There's kids out here that got way worse going on than Stephen A. Smith saying something a little, not favorable. Come on
Right.
now, bro. What are we really talking about? Yeah, I don't really like it. And again, for some reason, I feel like LeBron, ever since he got to LA, everything, and I told Rand the same thing, everything feels a little bit scripted. Everything feels a little bit staged, a little bit like he knew what he was doing there. And that whole thing with Stephen A seemed a little bit planned. I'm just keep it honest. It looked like an exit stage left moment. Like
Yeah.
he looked at bro on the bench. He was like, "Yo, I'm about to go pull up on him real quick." Because why would you do that on a timeout? Why? This wasn't a quarter break,
Focus isn't
halftime.
where it needs to be.
I thought when I first saw the clip, I'm like, "Oh, I'm thinking this is a post game clip,"
Yeah,
and then he
that's what I
goes to the
thought
locker
too.
room,
I was gonna
and
say
then
I
the
didn't
story
know
comes
that.
out, and he's like, "Yeah, this on a timeout." Nigga, why are you why am I living that rent free in your head? Where
Right.
mid game you like, fuck it, I had it. Time out. Take the ball. Hey, nigga, come here real quick. Let me holler at you, bro. Watch how you talk about my son. Like what?
Right.
That doesn't
Putting on a
make that
show.
putting
Putting
on the
on
show. It seems performative to me.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you saw that Gordon Hayward did an interview and somebody asked him, like, I'm sure you saw like what happened between LeBron and Stephen A. Smith. Like, what do you think about it? Like, how would you handle it? And he was just like, definitely like the wrong thing to do in that moment. There's like a time and place and everything. And like, I was just like, yeah, kind of. I mean, nobody really cares what Gordon Hayward has to say, but I agree that there's a time and place for everything. But um, I don't know why
And
they're.
that's really
I just feel like it was random to ask him, like of all people.
they were probably just already doing an interview, and then it was a relevant topic. They were like, "Oh, let's see your take."
Whatever, anyways. But I did agree with what he said. I think there is a time and place, but it was very much like I run this type shit. And
And
like
that was it was kind of
LeBron
giving it
was,
off like you're trying to check him.
yeah. I think we all know that LeBron has a little bit of an ego. He's a little bit of a diva, but I mean, when you're one of the greatest basketball players of all time, you have a right to be. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, yeah. And I know I've kind of deaded the topic last episode because I'm over it. Who's the GOAT? LeBron or Mike,
Yeah,
LeBron, whatever.
that's why I said
But I
one of.
do, huh?
That's why I said one of.
Yeah. But I do want to know who do people think, or who do you think is like the greatest point guard? Because we've had a lot from like Magic, IT, Jason Kidd,
you
Allen
know,
Iverson,
I'm gonna shout out my best friend
Steph.
Ryan Brumont right now. His vote and why I can agree with it to some degree. Russell Westbrook.
Okay, so what's your reason for Russell Westbrook?
I can't give a full reason. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the biggest basketball head. I told you I started watching, like really watching, like the past like 5, 6 years maybe. But Russ can ball. When I think I'll say Russ in his prime, not like obviously right now, but Russ in his prime, I think I've seen that man do great things. But I
Okay,
don't like you had mentioned like AI and like all like kind of like the old time
Steph,
people. Huh?
Kyrie.
Yeah.
Oh, you saying the old guys? Okay, never mind.
Yeah, like I wasn't the biggest basketball fan as a kid, so like I've never seen or like know about a lot of the long time ago players. So I can't speak
Throwbacks.
to that. So yeah, throwback players.
Hmm.
I don't know. I did meet AI though out here one time. That was cool.
Oh, that's what's up.
You
One
know.
thing I saw someone say, which I thought was a great point, without Steph Curry, LeBron would have 7 rings right now, and KD wouldn't have any rings, and Jason Tatum would have 2.
Okay. That's fair, but I don't think that I think Steph Curry is the greatest three-point shooter of all time, but I don't think he's the greatest point guard of all time.
Hmm.
I think
I
there's
think
some.
he's definitely up there. I think he's definitely up there as one of the
Oh
greatest
yeah, up
point
there for
guards.
sure. I think that
Top 5 for
there's a
sure.
main thing that he does more than other point guards, but I mean, I don't know. Again,
Yeah,
I feel like I'm not the best person to ask about this topic because I haven't seen all the PGs and really can hone in. But my best friend Bruce says Russ in his prime was unreal, and I mean I used to watch Russ, so like I can agree. I guess.
I feel that. Russ is
I've
definitely one of the most athletic point guards I've ever seen. Russ is definitely up there like that. Russ is, yeah. Jump out the gym, hit the dagger, outrun your ass. I actually knew a guy in the Navy that he played against Russ in high school. He grew up in LA.
Mhm.
And he was like, yo, Russ had that pure athleticism since we were like 7th, 8th grade. I
Damn.
was like, word? He told me, he goes, yeah, even before he really knew how, like, his skill really took off in basketball, everyone always knew his team. Like, when they would play that specific team, they knew they had that one kid that was just crazy athletic.
Yeah.
But he was like, yeah, his skill kind of picked up later on, like going through camps and stuff. But he was like, before he got nice at like really shooting and playing all that stuff, he was mad aggressive. He used to, the effort that you see now, that was always him. And
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, he used to jump out the fucking gym. Like, yeah, dude talked about it like it was an old world war story or something. Like Russ put nuts on the back of his head or something, dunked on him crazy.
So who do you think then?
The greatest point guard ever, I, Kyrie.
Okay.
I think it's either Kyrie or Magic Johnson, just because to do what he did at 6'9", to be able to facilitate the entire offense the way Magic did, he was LeBron before LeBron, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was full-time point guard. And then Kyrie is just probably one of the most skilled basketball players I've ever seen in my entire life.
I can agree.
Like
I think it's unreal.
anybody, like he can get a bucket at any given moment, whenever he,
100%.
just at will.
I remember like when I really got into betting, there was one night I was like, Kyrie's going for 40. He got that shit in the first half. I'll never forget. This was like maybe 3 years ago, maybe 2021, 2022. Crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Kyrie is he's just different, bro.
He's
Like
different.
he's one of those, he doesn't have to overcompensate with athleticism.
Yeah.
You see, he's not the crazy tallest or try to be whatever. Like he's literally just gonna go in there and give you a bucket. He got the ball on the string. He knows you're not gonna be able to keep up with him. And Steph is like that. The closest to that is Steph. So that, I
Yeah.
like watching point guards like that could really run a full offense.
Yeah. I can understand that.
Yeah, yeah. I gotta ask you, that one story you sent me earlier, you were talking about with the all female gym.
Yeah.
So give me the breakdown of that. What's going on with that?
So there's a woman in the UK, I believe her like social media handles like Natalie B Fitness or something, announced maybe like around COVID time, she wanted to start a women's only gym called the Girl Spot over in London. Now, back in 2020 or 2021, when she kind of announced this, she said that trans women would be allowed in her facility. Recently, she released a video, announcing that, she's preparing for the opening of it and things like that, and said only biological women are allowed in her gym. So now, while I think that having a women's only gym is an amazing idea, you cannot look at someone and instantly say, you were not born a female, you can't come. That's crazy. That's crazy to me. I think if you're going to have an all women inclusive gym, surely. Now, on the flip side, I do understand that there are going to be those select few people that choose to identify as a woman just so that they can go to the gym. And that's not their true purpose. But I think it's like a touchy situation because there are masculine straight women. There are masculine, non-binary women and things like that. I think with these like newer like labels, for lack of a better term, I self-identifying things, it complicates things. So it's kind of just like, if you're gonna allow women, just make it women. That's how I feel. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be really shitty if I shave my head one day and I want to go to this gym and she thinks I look a little too much like a man, even though I'm completely biological female. Or are people supposed to sign up for this gym with their birth certificate? Like that part logically and the logistics of it, of trying to figure out who's going to be in and who's not. Like, I feel like it gets too complicated and there's kind of a gray area because it's just like, how do you figure out who is biological and who isn't?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the part of the point of the gym, I'm assuming, is to create a safer space for women, specifically safe from creepy men.
Correct.
Um, Now, if the rule is strictly women, that is one way to keep them out. However, the gray area, if I'm understanding, is if you were to allow trans women, then that opens the door for the creepy dudes to now say, I identify as a woman. Like a motherfucker that like me could walk in with long hair or wig on and be like, I'm a woman, you gotta let me in. So then it
Right.
would kind of like almost counteract the entire point of the gym.
Correct. But it's like, how do you distinguish who is a biological female? People would have to
Right.
show or their birth certificate, like, yeah, this is my name, this is my driver's license, this
Is
says
the
that I was.
UK like America, where your ID is gonna show your what you were born as?
That part I don't know because I'm pretty sure now that there's I think that's kind of like the issue too, is like, I don't know how the UK operates by any means, but because in America you can like legally change your gender, you can legally change your name, you can legally like kind of like change all these things to present like, if I change my gender legally, then I'm
I
officially.
mean, yeah. The reason I'm asking because it's like if you were really fully committed, you went through, you got the surgery, and it's like no one can tell, then just shut up and sign up. Don't make the block hot. But if
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's like, if somebody walks in that has a few more masculine features or something, it's like, how am I? Because my thing is, there are women out there that are naturally biologically women that have very masculine features that look trans. Because people say like, oh, some trans women have that very distinct look because they still look manly. there are some very biological women that have more masculine features that you look at them and you might think that they're trans, but they're just biological women that have more masculine presenting features. It happens.
Does
So it's hard.
anybody know how she plans to enforce the rule?
No, but it's just kind of
I
like,
feel
how do
like
you?
before there's the outrage, we should see how she plans to enforce it because again, there may just be a simple way to just out finesse her.
I think
And
the
just
problem too is that initially she said, yeah, it'll be welcome to all women, all trans, like trans women, whatever. And then she backtracked and was like, only biological women. So it was kind of just like, how?
which I think she probably said it initially because it sounded good, and then she had to go and think about it and was like, well, if I'm trying to get away from the creeps, I can't now also open the door for the creeps to just waltz in and say, hey, I'm a girl, you gotta let me in. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of examples in society where there are some uncomfortable rules, but it's for the greater good or to ultimately accomplish the bottom line, shall I say.
So I've seen
Um,
some other people on Twitter kind of saying like, to combat that, somebody should open like an all-inclusive gym or something, but like
that's
all
all gyms. Yeah.
all gyms are, and two, or they said to have a space specifically for trans people. But I'm just kind of like, now we're, it's just too much.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask because my whole thing was they made there's been legislation pushed worldwide, right? That way, basically, all gyms are inclusive and open to all people. Cool, you got it. Now you guys can be in general public with everyone. No one's allowed to say anything. At the point in when people start to put their money up, their hard work up, whatever, and do whatever is required to make their own gym with their own preference, it's kind of like just leave that person alone. Like if you don't like the rules, then just don't fuck with their business. Don't
Right, just
support their business.
don't go there.
And if
Yeah.
you really are truly like, oh, I want my people to be able to do, then put your money where your mouth is. Then just make your own Transylvania gym somewhere. Who the fuck knows where? And y'all can do whatever you want. You can have drag races in the middle of the fucking gym if you want. Like, why is it always everyone has to do it? It's too much, yo. It really is. That is a private business.
On the flip side, while I do think that it's a good idea and a good concept, because yes, a lot of women do experience creepy men, but there's probably just as many creepy women that we don't hear about or know about or think about, because it's not, maybe they don't make it as obvious, but like, just because you're making a women only gym doesn't mean that you're gonna be completely safe from people creeping.
Oh yeah, no, the studs are gonna have a field day. Um, but the at the bottom line is you guys, I think also like if there's one thing I've learned from interacting with women over the years, sometimes also the emotion aspect is important. Like sometimes it's just the peace of mind to know that there's no men there. You just feel safer just because maybe
Yeah.
that's how you think.
No, that's why I'm saying I completely agree with that, but it's like, you're not
Yeah.
null and void to anything creepy just because no men are.
Hell no. And again, I feel like at the point in when once it's been made law that you guys are accepted in basically all the general ones, cool, be good with that, but also respect the same way the rest of us have to respect. Like as a man, I would have to respect I'm not allowed in that gym. You have to respect that you're not. That's equality.
Right.
You motherfuckers want preferential treatment, and that's what everyone's is like. No, shut the fuck up. Quality
Right.
is they say women's only, so it's women's only. If they say it's trans and women, then it's trans and women. But right now, it looks like I got a dick, you got a dick, we can't go in there. Go to
Right.
LA Fitness, motherfucker. Just leave it
Right.
alone.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like on TikTok, kind of people complaining about certain stores not being inclusive of plus size women. And it's just kind of just like, if they don't sell plus size clothing, go to the stores that sell plus size clothing. You don't, not every store has to abide by every single size. It probably costs more. You have to use more fabric, pay for more. It's fully stocked, especially for people to still probably be like, well, now that they have, or they finally got it, but I'm still not supporting it. Then for what? What was
Or
that outfit?
maybe, and sometimes maybe they just know that this outfit wouldn't be flattering to that type of body type too. There's
That too.
also that. Sometimes they're like,
Okay,
yo,
that's
this outfit, we really don't think this is the one for that.
right. Like, there's what do men have? Big and tall. Like a scrawny ass nigga
Yes.
is not gonna go big and tall to shop. Like, be for real. Be
And
scrawny.
and you know what? It's funny you bring that up because the same guys that all women love, the 6'5" plus guys, and the my foot size is a 14 and higher. If you actually have a conversation with those guys, a lot of them don't shop at normal stores. They know it, but they never complain. They're not on TikTok.
Right.
Hey, you guys need to do this and that. And they don't make a big deal. If anything, they kind of joke about it. They're like, yeah, I get sneakers like twice a year just because I gotta pay for them to get them custom, or I gotta wait for like a certain drop, or yeah, I gotta shop a lot at Macy's because they got the big and tall section, got more like the name brand stuff. Or, like that's all it is, y'all. If you know, you not.
Don't shop there.
That's
Support the
it.
businesses that are inclusive of people that share the same size as you, or bigger or smaller, whatever. Like, go where you're welcome. I don't get why people can't like understand that concept. Just go where you're welcomed and ignore the bullshit. Don't
Where you're
support.
appreciated, not where you're tolerated, yo. I've been saying that for years. Whenever someone else has this new brainiac idea for some new way of diversity or equality and all this stuff, I'm like, bruh, just go make this shit yourself.
Simple. It could all
Go
be so
where
simple.
you're appreciated, not where you're tolerated. If you gotta force people to let you in, you're never gonna feel like you're part of the team.
Yep.
It's just it's disingenuous.
Yep.
It's like you played sports your whole life. You ever had that one kid on the team who definitely didn't belong there, but they were related to the coach, or coach was smashing their mom or something like that? And just at random points in the game, y'all get a little bit of lead, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, fuck it. All right, yo, come on, Justin, let's go. Sub them out, some them real quick. And I'm like, yo, I just got started, yo. I just got a couple buckets. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
It's
Definitely
the
has.
same exact thing.
I'm like, really?
But
Really? Like, are you sure you even like this sport?
yeah, you sure you even like this over here?
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, I hope that the all-female gym works out. Um,
I can figure it out for sure.
I hope that they don't need any maintenance issues during the time of operation.
Bro.
The call.
Oh my god.
Oh, they don't need any type of
Got plumbing
custodial
issues.
issues. No plumbing, no electricity, no machines break.
They got
Nothing like
the
that
machines in that
happens.
bitch.
Yeah, because they're at that point, you're relying on like 1% of the population to cover that shit right now.
There you go. I'm sure the build out of it is going to include men
I
after
hope
that.
I hope there's no time. I need rescuing.
There you go.
I hope. So I would also ask, if it's an all females only gym, who's security?
Well, I
Because
mean,
it has to be security. There's no way you're about to just tell me, in a world full of all these creepy men, that there's one building that's guaranteed to have half-dressed women in spandex all day long.
hey yo.
No security. So I just want to know.
Well, that part I don't know.
But good
Like, what are
luck
they
to
gonna do?
them.
Just keep the door locked all day and let people in one by one?
That doesn't work now. You see people wait to get into their apartments or into those gyms that you need to scan a card, and then the fucking perp comes and just pushes you in with the door.
No, man.
Usually how it goes.
Listen, we gonna see what happens. Natalie B, I hope you figure it out, shorty. But
Is that not a legitimate question? I would ask that, like, if I was the local sheriff out there, or a cop, or just a concerned parent of the girl opening the gym, I'd just be like, hey, I love the idea, I love the concept,
great.
fully support. I'm a feminist too, arrows up. Anyway, are you guys gonna have any type of security, and is it gonna be female only with that, or is it gonna be like men but they're behind the glass or something like that, where it's like you can see us but we can't see you? Because I don't think if again the object is to avoid all these creepy men, which there are some. All jokes aside, we know there are. We know there's some creepy ass men. But all jokes, if that's if that's the objective, why would you just tell them like, hey, I know where all the girls are gonna be at, yo. It is just them, bro. No one else.
Come on, let's go watch.
Like, unless this gym is open next to a police station, I think we need to think about some other logistics. That's
right. Damn, I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you know. Call on Cam. Call on the Out of Bounds podcast. We're gonna tell you it just like it is, not like you need. I mean, not like you want to hear it, and then you get your answer.
Yeah.
Definitely. But did we have any more topics? I feel like we went through everything.
I think that was everything. We did great.
Cool. We did great. Another good episode. The dynamic duo. Rand should be back next time. This nigga flaked. It's all good.
It is what it is.
Laird's busy. Once he's done with his marriage or wedding season, whatever you call it. You know, I need to word it like
He's
that.
Not even married yet, nigga.
Not done with the man. Once he's done with the wedding, we'll be able to have him back and give his input on some of these topics and stuff. But either way, we appreciate everyone who's here, new here, old here, returning, whatever. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tay, you got anything else?
Go Lions.
That's fuck out of here, yo.
All right.
I'm going to edit that part out.
That's crazy.
Go Lions, yo. That's crazy. This is a Patriots podcast. Everyone knows that.
No, that's not even fair.
Does everyone know that?
How am I your co-host and I can't? You could have said go Pats. Then we could have been.
Hook 'em. I could say hook 'em too. You already know where we at.
Ever.
Wow. I should edit this part out. I didn't know you was gonna go off script like that and bring us to Detroit.
Off script? I didn't know what to say. You put me on the spot. What the fuck do I ever have anything to say?
Go Lions. Go Lions. It's okay. I'm still your friend. It's okay.
Just edit it out.
It's okay.